done it, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the start of another weekend vlog. Hi. I look like a hot mess today. Couldn't tell you why. The hair's just not hairing today, I guess. Anyways, hi, welcome to a new weekend vlog. How are you doing, my lovely friends? I should have started this last night when I got home from our local book fair, but I didn't. I'm starting it now. Hi, hello. Okay, this'll work. Brought out the old Luke's Diner sweater, which I haven't worn in a really long time, but it's very cozy, so I'm happy with it. But yeah, yesterday was our local book fair, which happens 2 times a year biannually. I'm very sorry if you can hear my washing machine in the background. She's jogging. I closed my bathroom door and you can still hear her. She's jogging. Yeah, I went to the fair last night after my piano lesson, piano lesson was good. First of the year for myself. First of this cycle, I guess. And it was good. Good to be back. I ended up seeing my friend Sophia and Caitlin at Chapters when I went, or Indigo. It's called Indigo now. When I walked into the mall, I went in through Chapters and I ran into them in there. And because they were there buying books, of course I had to buy books myself. So I got God Killer by Hannah Kaner, which was on sale for like 20 bucks. And I finally picked up The Will of the Many by James Islington, which is something that I've been meaning to pick up for so long, but because it's a hardcover, it's like $40. You guys know the spiel. Canadian stuff is so expensive. But yesterday I was like, fuck it. Let's just get it. So I did. I got The Will of the Many and I'm excited about this. But now, and after buying this whole thing of these books from the book fair, and the fact that I have a book coming to me today from Amazon, I have realized that August and September, I have spent so much fucking money. It is unreal, the amount of money that I've spent on books specifically. So last night, your girl got a absolutely unhinged thought in her head, and she said, what if I went on a book buying ban for the rest of 2023? Not including pre-orders, because I have a couple pre-orders lined up for the rest of the year. None in September. I think like 2 in October, 1 in November, 1 in December, possibly. I don't even remember. There's only a couple more left. So I was like, what if I go on a book buying ban for the rest of 2023 and was really, really strict about it and you guys kept me accountable? Because honestly, I have plans to do a haul soon. Once this last book comes in, it's gonna be a huge ass haul. Like, I'm a little worried about the amount of books that I bought this year. So why am I going on a book buying ban for the rest of the year? Because I need to save money, and all the money that I've spent so far has been so much. And one thing, if you guys remember the G from Book Roast's Copile sheet, there's a page where you could track your new books and how much they cost and how much you spent. It's too much. I haven't put in the past few orders that I've gotten into that spreadsheet, so I'm really scared of what it is now, but it is what it is, I guess. So book buying ban for the rest of the year, barring the pre-orders that I already have set up. And I know when Indigo goes on that, like, their biggest sale of the year, like 30% off situation, can't remember what it is or when it is either, that's usually when I do all my pre-orders for the next year. So barring pre-orders in both senses, because it's not technically spending money yet, it's just lining up money to be spent, you know? Anyways, so that's the plan. And I don't know how many books I now have on my shelves that are unread. So I think that's what I'm gonna do today once I'm done eating my bagel. I'm gonna kind of slowly count how many unread books I now have and what my TBR is at, so that I can plan for how many books I 100% need to read by the end of the year. Bring my original starting spot of 122 unread books on my TBR down. So that'll be the plan for today. But anyways, so the 4 that I got from the book fair. The book fair was a little stingy this year. I don't know why people just aren't donating, I guess. But I did pick up Ruth Ware's The Death of Mrs. Westaway because I feel like this would be a great read for October. I've heard so many things about Ruth Ware, and apparently this is like the one that's gone over the best from what I've heard. I don't know, but I got that one. And then I frequented the fantasy and the sci-fi tables so many times. There was not a single fantasy book that I could get. The ones that I was interested in were sequels of books that I haven't read yet. And I was like, I can't get the sequel because I don't even know if I like book 1. But I did end up picking up The Cruel Stars by John Birmingham, which is a very old copy. Not even old. It's been sitting in the sun, I guess, in someone's library, and it has not been read. Like, the spine is completely unmarred, which is crazy. But it drew me in because of the cover. It's so pretty. Do I know what it's about? No. Not at all. I also got an arc of Far From the Light of Heaven by Tate Thompson. There's a bunch of Tate Thompson books there. There was book 2 and 3 of his like Rosewater series, and I was gonna get those, but they didn't have book 1. And again, I haven't read book 1, so I don't know if I'm gonna like it. So I ended up picking up this because for some reason there's someone in my city who has so many goddamn arcs, because no matter what, I find arcs in these tables all the time, and I feel so bad like buying arcs because I know you're not supposed to, but it's in support of the Children's Hospital, so it's okay. But yeah, like, you're not supposed to sell arcs, you're not supposed to resell arcs, so I find it really interesting whenever I find arcs at tables like this. But I have this arc now, and it's beautiful, and I've heard very few things about this book, but I've seen this like cover, not this cover specifically, but the title many places, so I picked it up. And last, I got this one, which I have never heard of, but it caught my eye with this title, Hey Penny by Joel Walton, and apparently it's like a sci-fi thriller, which, hell yeah. I don't know, 1949, England has completed its slide into fascist dictatorship, so it's like alternate history. Something about against a background of domestic espionage and suppression. A band of idealists blackmails an actress who holds the key to the Führer's death. Yes, it deals with Adolf Hitler. From the halfpenny seats in the theater, hence the name, to the halfpennies that cover Dead Man's Eyes, again the name, the conspiracy and the investigation swirl inexorably to a stunning conclusion. So yeah, it's alternate history, so I guess it's not technically fully sci-fi, but it is published by Tor, and it caught my eye, so I picked it up. But yeah, so those are the last books that I will buy. I also have, as I said, a book coming to me today by ML Wong. It's the new one. I couldn't not buy it, the one that she released this year. That's the haul and the plan for the rest of the year book buying. I know my friends are probably all laughing at me because I always say that I'm gonna stick to these things, but I am gonna stick to this time. You guys are gonna be my accountability people. Do not let me buy books. Don't let me do it. Just don't let me do it. Straight out. So that's the weekend. This weekend, I don't know what I'm gonna be reading. I'm kind of not in a reading mood, which is very interesting, but I do wanna read a lot of things because I am now, like, I feel like I've come to like a halt in my reading, because the beginning of September was like just book after book after book after book, which was so nice. But you're actually sitting on the 3 books that I am currently reading, so let's move you there. So, of course, still currently reading these bad boys. I would love, in a perfect world, to finish up Morning Star so that I could get this vlog up for you guys next week. Still on page 173. So I need to pick this up and finish this. Still only like 30 pages into Son of a Sailor. So I need to do that. And I'm still rereading The Starless Sea. I'm still where I was last time because I haven't read like all week. So that's what's up. That's what's happening this week. I would love to polish a few of these off so that I can start reading more fall reads and getting into my fall TBR. I mean, The Starless Sea was on my fall TBR because it's a reread, but I would love to get to like more of my atmospheric stuff and my bigger fantasies, because I would really love to start the Robin Hobb trilogy. And to do that, I would love to polish a few of the vlogs that I have going on off, like the I guess I don't have that many vlogs anymore. Oh no, I have the reread and the series vlog. So I'd love to finish the series vlog with Morning Star so that I can start the Robin Hobb reading vlog. I do also need to start the next series, which is the City of Brass one, the Daevabad trilogy. So lots of reading, lots of things happening. I don't really have anything else going on this weekend. I think Sunday Mom wants me over to make soup, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. But yeah, I'm gonna sit here for a bit, finish my bagel, which is probably now cold because I've been talking to you for so much. But yeah, welcome to the vlog. I'll let you know when I count my TBR, because that'll be fun. Shelf by shelf, all the way through, and then these last 2, this one's just anomalous in my place, and then the bottom one is in that yellow cupboard. So let's math. 150 154. We started the year with 122. So if we take away 122, wow, the hair is hairing today. Minus 122, I don't know what that is. Math, hold on. It's 32 books, 32 that I have to read in the rest of the year. And I'm already at 90 or 91. So like, that's my reading goal for the year, is to hit 120. So easy, I guess. Just the fact that I have to do this without buying a single, oh no, hold on. 155, I forgot that other book is coming to me today. 155, so that means 33 books I have to read, because there's 155 on my physical TBR. I have to read 33 books off of my physical TBR to match the beginning of the year's TBR numbers. But that doesn't bring me down. Do I need to do another unhaul? I might. But like, there's nothing that's really standing out as of books that I haven't read yet that I want to get rid of off my shelves. There is a stack. I'm thinking of finally getting rid of my Keeper of the Lost Cities series, because I just don't care enough about those books anymore, and I don't want to continue that series anymore. So I'm going to probably unhaul that whole stack off of my shelves. I'm gonna think about it. Maybe I'll do an unhaul of specifically the ones that I have not read, because there are books that I do want to get rid of that I have read that I didn't like. So I'll probably do another little unhaul. So stay tuned for that in this video as well. Might as well. It is now about 2 p.m. I think I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe deal with this first and foremost. That'll be a thing, but maybe I'll read. Maybe I'll start cutting down on this huge ass fucking TBR, or maybe I'll start planning book 3 for the Airmount series, because I sent a little luck off to the proofreader on Thursday, actually. I did it a day early, but it's officially off to the proofreader. So now I have time to look this crazy and do other things. I'm gonna deal with this and I'll chat with you guys later.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
Trilogy. Oh, you're gonna have to wait for my series vlog to get my final thoughts, but oh, I am so scared to read the next series, because Pierce, my guy, I know you are capable of terrible things, but leave my babies alone, please. And I know you don't in the next one. Maybe I can just live with this for a little bit and just live in this happiness at the end of this. Happiness. Ugh. Holy shit. All right. One book down and a whole lot of crocheting. I ended up deciding to listen to the audiobook. Well, I listened to the audiobooks, but I decided, I was like, I didn't know what to read, because like none of the books that I talked about that I was going to read this weekend really were calling my name. So I figured, like, I might as well finish this one so that I can start something without this plaguing my mind, because I've been meaning to finish this for so fucking long. As you guys know, like, I've been meaning to finish this series video, which my whole thing with the series video was for me to do these videos in like a week or a weekend. In my head, I don't think I've ever said that, but the fact that my whole thing was to read the series back to back to back to back, and I really didn't do that with Red Rising. This whole trilogy. Really didn't. I didn't read them back to back at all. But I guess I read them in close enough succession that it wasn't too bad. Like it was about just a little over a month, I guess. I can't really remember when I started Red Rising, but it was definitely a number of weeks. So the next one I'm gonna try do in a shorter space of time, just so that, you know, I can get these videos out in a quicker way. But I needed this off my brain so that I could read something else. Now, because all I wanted to do today was start Robin Hobb, Ship of Magic. I think that's the first one in the Live Trader series. I'm not sure, but so that one might be what I do. I might start that one since I finished this vlog. I might start that next vlog. There's oh my god, I did a TikTok today after I discovered that I need to read 33 books between now and the end of the year. And that TikTok is specifically that I'm going on a book buying ban from now until the end of 2023, as I told you guys. And that I picked 33 specific books, I'll play it on this side, to finish by the end of the year. So they are all books that I have mentioned that I want to read before. They were books that I mentioned in my fall reading, like TBR, and more that I've acquired recently and stuff like that. So I really just want to start chipping away at the list. Like I really want to read some indie books, but there aren't any audiobooks to them, and I'm having a really hard time focusing on books without audiobooks right now. So who knows what I'm going to end up reading next, but oh my god, was Morningstar a ride. That whole trilogy, my entire opinion has completely changed about Red Rising and this whole world. If you guys have been around for a number of years, you'll know that I read this back in 2021 when I did my excursion into sci-fi for the first time. Red Rising was part of that, and the first time I read it, it just didn't go over well, and I just spent the next few years just being like, I'm never going to continue Red Rising. And here I am. The FOMO got too real. And I did actually order the next two, Iron Gold and Dark Age, from a little indie bookstore here in Canada, because they had it on there for like $5 each. So I have them. Whether or not I'm going to read them this year is to be seen. Probably not this year. I'll probably leave myself in the Morningstar goodness for a little while longer. I've been meaning to check. No, they're not the same size. They're like the chunkier paperbacks, so they're formatted differently. Balls. See? Morningstar is a little taller. Anyways, so I have Dark Age and Iron Gold for whenever I decide to continue this. Oh my god. What a series. Holy bananas. My goodness. Where did I put? Oh, I put them back on my shelves. Of course. So that has been my afternoon. What a fucking series. Holy shit. Hey, Locke, you've been protecting them for me? Look at this little man. Being so good. He says, I am the guardian of the bookshelves. Oh, I also got a package, of course. I got Blood Over Brighthaven by Emma Wong, which is the new book that Emma Wong wrote. I flipped through it, and the font is wild to look at. It is not a clean font, so that might be fun to read. But it's a choice to pick that as your font. What a time. But yeah, I spent most of my crocheting. Most of my afternoon and evening crocheting, which is fantastic and super, super fun because I'm slowly building out the hexagon sweater. So I think I'm going to keep working on that, obviously, as I hunker down. And I think this bad boy might be the next one, Ship of Magic. I've just been craving a really juicy, thick fantasy after reading Sword of Kaigen. So I'm getting back into it. And you guys know that this is my fall vibe. This is the vibe. I just want to read big, chunky fantasies. So that's what I'm going to do. Maybe I should take a break and do that unhaul I was talking about, because there are a number of books that I do want to like move off my shelves. Let's do that first. So when I was counting my TBR earlier, this bad boy I noticed was still in the yellow container cabinet. I didn't mean to keep it. I think I've gotten rid of the other two. I think I'm also gonna get rid of some of these books. I know my friends are probably gonna want them because I'm gonna get rid of some romances potentially. You know, I currently have you on my book card. That's what I set you on. We're just gonna see if my friends want any of these. Friends, you know, whenever you come over to my place, eventually you get books, which is fun. So let's do Yellow Cabinet next. As so far, we've only eliminated DNFs and reds. So, am I shrinking my 155 book TBR? No. I guess technically it's 154 because I did just finish Morningstar, but that's fine. Okay. Is there anything in here I want to get rid of? I feel like I should officially hand this off because I feel like someone else is gonna like it more than I did, even though I did buy it for university way back. I'm also gonna get rid of KK because I didn't like that one. I'm gonna finally get rid of Forgotten Kingdom. I do have the first one in this series and I absolutely loved it. Thought it was like a much better Outlander with less sexual assault and more Scottish, which is, or more like Arthurian based. But if I ever read the second one, I don't want to read it with this copy because this copy's so big and it's got deckled edges. I just don't like it. And will I ever? Probably not. So one down. Will I ever read The Road Trip? Probably not. I tried at one point and I got that much through and I just couldn't do it. So another one off the list. I might get rid of the X-Hex because I don't foresee myself ever reading this one again, even though it kind of was fun. If you're looking for a fun, like, Halloween-y romance, that's where you want to go for. My God, why do I have Piranesi in here? Piranesi needs to be on my fucking shelves. I'm not getting rid of that one. I'm putting it on my shelves. Everything else in here is books that I have read or still want to read. From here on, we do big shelves. Kind of need you, don't I? I didn't put you there. What a fun angle. Okay, we're gonna officially say goodbye to all the Keeper of the Lost City books because I just don't want them here anymore. I believe there's a kid out there who will love them so much and they're just gonna roll up to like the thrift store and be like, oh my God, basically the first 5 books, the whole fucking set, let's go. Holy shit. Oh, the receipt, look at that. But I have read all of these, so this doesn't count. And now I can actually fix this corner a little bit. It actually gives me more room, which is exciting. Look how much more room it gives me. You can't really see from this angle, but it gives me so much more room. I'm also done with this series. I love when the receipts are so old, they're just blank. I don't know when we're ever gonna get a 3rd book of this, and I did not like the 2nd book, even though I really like Children of Blood and Bone, but I think I'm officially done with this bad boy. So, Children of Virtue and Vengeance is gone. A little bit more room. Again, have read it, so this is not helping my situation. Bunch off the shelf. One that I am not gonna read, which is Legacy of Ash by Matthew Ward. I've lost interest in it, to be real. Even though it's a nice juicy thick fantasy, there are so many better juicy thick fantasies. I'm unhauling this. It's going to my friend Sophia. I'm finally unhauling this because it just didn't work for me. I tried to reread it and I ended up DNFing it the 2nd time. So I'm not gonna continue with the series. Why keep it? I'm also gonna get rid of these 2 officially because I have never read the 3rd one. Do I ever plan on reading the 3rd one? No. I've decided probably never gonna read the Toll. And even though I did enjoy these, I think there are gonna be kids out there who are gonna like them so much more. So I'm handing that to them. Also, Bone Season, I did get the new one, so why keep both? Someone else can read it and love it, fall in love with the series, you know. Another DNF, taking off my shelves, and of course this one that I said. So removing a few off the shelves, shifted things around. There's a little more space, you know. There's a couple books that I'm thinking about getting rid of eventually. Should I? Probably, but I'm just like, oh no. Like, even though I pre-ordered it this year, Spice Road by Maya Ibrahim, I don't know. I should probably actually give it a try. and see if it works before I decide to take it off the shelves. And Kirsten White's the second one, because I really liked the Guinevere Deception, which is the first one in that series. It just never continued. So like, do I just officially DNF the series? Who's to say? There's a few up here that I want to try before I get rid of, which is my YA. And we've almost shrunk my YA to one shelf completely. There's just these few books here that don't fit. So, fun times. I think I'm also, now that I think about it, I think I'm gonna get rid of this middle grade as well. So I've tried it and I just couldn't get into it, which is wild because I know that people love this one, Eva Evergreen. Just don't think it's for me. So there's another one that was on my TBR that I'm just gonna not read. But yeah, okay. The unhaul, done. Let's see how many books I actually took off my TBR. I don't think there's many, but let me see. Alright, so I went over my romance shelf again and got rid of a couple more, but I have read them all, so those are there. Yeah, these are all the ones I've been hauling. Bing, bang, boom. And the ones that I haven't read and I'm taking off my TBR are 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 of them. I guess that officially brings me down to 150. So I finished a book today and I'm unhauling all those. Good Lord. Still gonna do the 33 books by the end of the year because I would like to bring my physical TBR down below the mark that I started the year off at. That is it, my friends. That is the unhaul portion of this vlog. Happy Sunday. It is technically Monday because it is also technically 3 a.m. Actually, let me rephrase that. 3:25 a.m. I can't explain myself. I have a whack sleeping schedule. I have an inability to feel tired at night. Insomnia? I don't know. But I'm here now. So, and we're gonna try to go to bed right after filming this clip. And today was a good day. Totally forgot to talk to you guys like all day. What a wild ride. Today, didn't end up going to Mom's to help make soup because she called me this morning and was like, nah, I don't want to make soup today. I'm so tired. I'm like, so valid, Mom. That's fine. And she's like, we'll go for dinner later. And I was like, okay, you call me when you're in the city. So from that moment until I left at about 4:45, I sat on my couch. And I did attempt to do like a reading day. I wanted to do a day where I kind of like powered through this book and its sequel, or like tried to get through its sequel, but I got like maybe 60 pages in through this book and I grinded to a full halt. The writing is bothering me so much. I hate saying that because I was so excited about this book, and it is The Name Bearer by Natalia Hernandez, which is an indie book from Natalia Hernandez, who is a lovely creator on TikTok. I'm having a really hard time with the writing of this. Like the beginning, the first few chapters, I was so in. I was like, this is beautiful, this is amazing. I'm so ready for this, but it's just kind of devolved into a lot of surface level telling. But like the story is still interesting to me, so I am still going to continue it. But I got to page 80, chapter 7, which is up until this point. It's when our main character, the name bearer, is a child. Is like 13 years old. And a bunch of stuff happens to her. So her whole thing is that she, in her world, there's this tradition of the name bearers and this ceremony that happens because of this like naming tradition. There's some prophetic flowers, the flowers of prophecy, literally. Whenever there is a match made for the king and queen, there is a need to find a name bearer for eventually when this king and queen get married and have kids. So the king and queen at this point were matched when they were like 8 years old, kind of a thing. So then our main character, the name bearer, who was a baby at the time, was found or was like 3 years old or something, picked, stripped of her name and her identity, and they're found at a young enough age that like they don't remember who they are, whatever, and then she's raised in the castle with the rest of the nobility to be a name bearer. So this book opens up with the moment of when she's going to become this official name bearer and like fulfill her destiny, if you will, after these 10 years of training. She's now 13 and the queen is having her baby. So she's like, all right, let's go. I'm gonna go do this whole thing. She gets to the flowers of prophecy, does all the steps. She is doing all the right things. And then the flowers tell her that there is someone else who is more worthy of the crown. So find that person and then we'll name him. And they don't give her a name for the prince. And so she ends up having to flee in all these kind of circumstances. So she flees. And at this point where I'm at, she is now like growing up where she is, because there's this like another like in 10 years kind of a thing, we'll find this appropriate ruler that the flowers decreed and go from there. So I'm intrigued to see what happens from here, because now I assume we're gonna get to that like 10-year mark pretty quickly. But yeah, as soon as we left the palace, the writing became grating for me. A lot of it just feels very surface level. We're getting told a story, but not like told a story, you know, by the narrator. Like, we're not getting any depth to the characters. We're not really in it, which I hate saying about an indie book. I hate saying it about a creator that I really love. Like, I'm not really super enjoying this. I'm gonna keep reading it because I want to know where the story's gonna go. So we'll see if it gets better. I do also have the sequel, which is also on my fall TBR, so I probably will try and read that one as well, because I've also heard that the second book is fantastic from creators that I also really love on TikTok. So we'll see. But yes, I tried to read The Name Bearer today and I just didn't. I could not. I got like, as I said, 80 pages in, and it's now, well, it's 3:30 in the morning, so I can't continue anymore because I work tomorrow. But yeah, also my friend Sophie stopped by for like half hour to an hour today, just out of the blue, which is so nice because she now lives closer to me. She no longer lives downtown. She lives with her partner in a house closer to me. So it's every time, and I live really close to her partner's parents. So it was really neat to, so whenever like her partner's at her parents' house, Sophie comes here. So like she's in the area, right? So she hit me up today and was like, hey, are you there? And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm here. Come on over. We had a nice little chat for about an hour, and she left. And then the rest of the day, all I've been doing is crocheting because I'm almost done my sweater, which is honestly the reason why I was up so late, because I was like, okay, I want to watch this one video podcast, because I got sucked into video podcasts this evening after I got home from dinner with mom. I got sucked into Jacksepticeye, Sean, and Matthew Mercer's like chat that's like an hour and a half long. I was like, this is great. I'm gonna watch this as I crochet. Nice. Incredible. And then it just kind of like continued and played into an old episode of Adventuring Academy with Brennan Lee Mulligan and Matt Mercer, and then I just kind of ended up watching the Dungeon Masters Roundtable with Abria, Matt, and Brennan. And I ended up watching the EXU Calamity recap, which is very long, and at that point it was like probably 2 a.m. and I was like, I'll just let it go into the next video, and when I'm done this row of crochet I will stop and I'll go to bed. Started watching an old Adventuring Academy with Lou and Brennan, and I was like, what if I finish the front part of my sweater completely, like all the rows, and sew it together so that it's like done. So I did that. So now all I have to do tomorrow, or whenever I pick up this project again, probably tomorrow, is finish the arms, because one arm is pretty much done, but I want to make it longer because the way that it sits on me, it's a short arm, and I don't want short arms. I want to fully do it. And then I have to figure out the collar, do the other arm entirely, and the ribbing. I have to figure out what I want to do for that. This sweater is just an experiment for me, and honestly at this point I am not a fan of the colorway of this yarn. Like, I like it and I will wear it. It's very soft and very cozy. I should have picked a lighter yarn though. It was the one thing that when I was in the store like getting the yarn for this project, I was like, I want something that isn't very stripy, like it just blends all together and is like a nice lighter color. And then I talked myself out of that because I'm like, well, I am a plus size person, which is the toxic little voice in my head. I was like, I'm a plus size person. I should probably do something a little darker because I don't know how this is gonna look on me. I'm dumb. I do like this sweater. I am liking what is happening, and I will be wearing this sweater because I am quite
happy with how it's turning out, even though I completely MacGyvered it and didn't really follow a pattern at all. I'm just doing it off my brain. This weekend coming up, once this sweater's done and whatever, I'm going to Michael's with my friend Sophie. We're gonna go to Michael's on probably Saturday or Sunday, who knows. And I'm gonna see if I can hunt out some different yarn and try again. Maybe not a hexagon sweater. I'm not a huge fan of how it works out because I get bored of the hexagon shape really easy. I don't know, I gotta think about it, but I gotta do another sweater, and I want to do it like fluffy. I want fluffy sweater, soft fluffy, because like we're getting into the colder months, we're getting into the burr months. It's time for some cooler weather sweaters, you know? Yeah. I'll show you the sweater, show you where I'm at with it, and you'll laugh at the fact that I was like, I don't want this to be very stripy, and I literally picked a Karen cake that has like 4 very distinct colors that do not blend together in the yarn. My bad, truly. But it is a vibe. It is a whole vibe, and I do need to look at it in like sunshine, because I do love the colors. Like the blue in the sweater is one of my favorite blues I've ever seen. So it's just not what I wanted this project to look like, you know? Like if you're a creator with any kind of fiber, if you make clothes in any kind of way and you're like, you have an idea in your head and you try make it and then you come to the other side of it and you're like, this is not what I pictured, but I'm not mad at it. That's where I'm at. So I probably just have to actually finish it, like ribbing, arms done, and block it and then put it on, and I'm probably gonna fall in love with it because there is something magic about blocking, my friends. You are not here for a crochet rant, but that's where I'm at. I'm also like pretty much wide awake, if you couldn't tell. This is why my sleeping schedule is awful. Last night I fell asleep at like 12:31 a.m. because I knew, I was like, mom, if she wants to do the soup, she's probably gonna want me over early in the morning. So I gotta like get up early. So I was up earlier than I usually am on a Sunday. And then I had like an hour nap when my mom was like, I don't want to do it. I'm like, cool. I'm gonna just lay back in bed, and I had an hour nap, and then I was like, okay, I should probably get up and have coffee and whatever. Oh, also, when I was watching all those D&D podcasts, I got ideas for how I'm gonna move forward with Sage's story, which is not the next book that I'm working on, but the next one, which is very exciting. And it's not even like the next book. It's not even like book 1 Sage's story ideas. It's like whole overarching trilogy ideas and like villain stuff, because Sage's story is going to be more of a traditional fantasy novel. It's not going to be very like cozy fantasy coded, even though it's going to have the cozy elements of like community, found family, and all that kind of stuff, because it's my favorite things to include, but it's going to be darker. And it's gonna be like traditional fantasy. So I should probably go to sleep. So wish me luck for tomorrow, because Monday morning is gonna come so quickly. Oh, and tomorrow night is such a long night teaching too. Another week. Good night. It is literally like 2 seconds later. Hi, I'm here again to tell you that there's an audiobook for The Name Bearer that I didn't realize was out in the world yet. It's on Scribd. Your girl's gonna be listening to that to get through this, because I think maybe that'll help me enjoy the story more and ignore the writing. I also looked up reviews just a hot sexy second ago, just like to check, and the first review that I saw was 5 stars, saying that the writing was amazing. So like, I am on a high horse apparently, and I am someone you shouldn't listen to. Anyways, well, obviously, because it's almost 4 a.m. and I'm still chatting with you and still awake on a work night. What an intelligent woman I am! Anyway. Hello everyone, happy Monday. It is officially like 20 minutes to midnight and I am here finally closing out this vlog because I didn't talk to you guys all day. I wanted to pop in and say my final goodbye in my new fall t-shirt. Look how cute. It says Fall Book Festival, and then at the bottom it says fresh pie, pumpkins, flowers, and books. And this is from, oh god. Oh, they don't have their brand here. Oh shoot. I'll have to put it on the screen. I can't remember what brand it is, but it's like a bookish shop online. And I saw a teaser for like a creator that I follow was wearing this shirt, and I was like, well, I'm getting that because that is adorable and I had to have it. I now own it, and it's the best piece of fall clothing I could ever own. I'm so excited to put this on with my Evermore cardigan on top. It's gonna be great. Today's been a day. Mondays are always really long. because I don't get home until like after 9 for teaching on Mondays, but that's okay. Today I also tried to finish reading The Name Bearer. I think I have like an hour left on the audiobook, so I might try and polish that off once I get this vlog edited for you guys, because I'm in the process when my computer was about to die. So that's fun. Also in between, like when my editing job stopped and then when my teaching job started, or I had to leave for my teaching job today, I also did officially organize the like spread for A Little Luck, which is very fun because at this point I had like the front cover from my cover designer, and then I had MacGyvered the back spread just so I could have an arc of it. A couple nights ago now, I think Tess sent me this full spread, the final files and all that kind of stuff. So I had it and I worked it through Photoshop, so I think I should probably also load that into Ingram and Amazon because there are different specifications for each one. So I have to figure out what the specifications are. But yeah, the spread is done. I'll show it to you now. It's on the screen. That's how it looks. I'm in love. I'm so excited to see it physically, in person. It's gonna be amazing. But yes, speaking of A Little Luck, we are exactly 1 month out as of when you are seeing this video. 1 month away from the publication of my book, A Little Luck. I'm running a really fun, like kind of a game on my TikTok. It's not really a game, but it's a fun thing for me on my TikTok. And I would love if you guys went to my TikTok and found one of the videos that I'm doing for it. On my page, they are all like denoted with the covers as like page XYZ. So I'm doing a like pick a page between 1 and 341, and I will share a quote from that page. So if you guys go to find that TikTok, all my links are in the link tree down below. If you find one of those TikToks and comment a page number, I will most likely share a quote from A Little Luck from that page. So please go find it. I also did just post the same like announcement reel to my Instagram. So if you don't have TikTok and you want to still participate, you can go find that on my Instagram. It's probably the latest thing that I posted because I don't post on Instagram very often anymore. So you can go find that and also ask for a page number there as well. And I will do the same thing, which is very exciting. So please go participate in that fun game because we only have 1 month left. It's officially 1 month out because the day that you were all like, this is live Tuesday, the 19th of September. This is coming out Thursday, the 19th of October. So 1 month exactly. Woo! Ebook pre-orders are live. Go pre-order the ebook if you are an ebook reader. I will let you guys know when the paperback pre-order is live. It's probably going to be closer to the beginning of October once I have my edits back from my editor, from my proofreader. And once I've finalized and done a final edit, I'm going to throw that into Ingram, get the paperback all set up, and start that pre-order for you guys. So I will let you know when that's live, of course. Oh gosh, this weekend has been a good weekend. Like there wasn't a, I love that it was trying to focus on Kier's face just in the corner, then it was failing. you couldn't tell, but like when I have my phone on this camera mode, the cinematic mode, it like focuses heavily on mine, but then a little extra white box like popped up at the bottom. I kept doing that for all the Pierce Brown books too, because the back of the Pierce Brown books have Pierce on him. So whenever I was like talking about it, it would like lock onto his face. I love it. Anyways, but yes, speaking of Pierce Brown, I finished this weekend. Oh my God, incredible. Look at that time. Look at that. Amazing. I almost finished The Name Bearer, so I'll count that as a weekend read as well. That one is still bothering me. It's not super great, but it's also not bad. So when I was looking up like reviews and stuff yesterday, or I should say at 4 o'clock this morning, I noticed like some person said that like some of it was really expertly done, and then you would get through most like other parts were like not very well done at all. And I really, really agree. The pacing of this book is not good. Like the beginning was so slow. I got through the few chapters that were really beautifully written, but I wanted to get to the moment where we were actually going to speak to the fucking flowers, and it just took forever to get there. So it needed editing down. It needed tightening up. And then after that, there's a lot of moments where it's just like surface telling and there's nothing really there. There's no substance in the writing. And every once in a while, the writing is absolutely beautiful and really polished, but most of the time it's not. So it's not a very consistent book, and the pacing is also very strange. Thank God I found the audiobook because that's actually helping me get through it a lot easier because I can just let someone tell me the story rather than having to physically read it myself and like deal with the writing that keeps grating on me. So I was listening to the audiobook for a bit at work today, and it was definitely going better than physically reading it. So that's good to know. What's not great is that the sequel doesn't have an audiobook yet. So and I wanted to just kind of polish that off. So I might try and just dive right into the sequel after I finish it, just so I can get through it and pop that off of my fall TBR. But yeah, it's not like a super favorite, but you'll have to wait for my fall or my September wrap up to hear about that. I haven't done wrap ups for the past like 2 months, for the 2 summer months, July and August, because both of those months were chronicled in vlogs so tightly. So I'm excited to kind of get back to my regular schedule of like doing a monthly wrap up, because I think those are always fun to like go through my final thoughts and ratings and stuff like that with you guys in a video. Anyways, this vlog is already so long, I'm rambling. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, you guys, and I will catch you in another video very, very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.